Hi, how you doing? I hope everything is fine. Uh, I'm sending my regards along with my buddy, Joe English. Today, we would like to talk to you a little bit about some vocab items that we think is important for you to use in your written and spoken English. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and share the PowerPoint uh, together. Okay. So the first thing I would like to talk to you about today is the word avarice, as you see in this PowerPoint slide. Avarice. Okay. All right. So avarice, what does it mean? An extremely strong want to get or keep money or possessions. In other words, greed. Greed. All right. So it is greed or your uncontrollable desire to gain money and positions. For example, her business empire brought her wealth beyond the dreams of avarice, beyond the dreams of avarice. Okay. So she became extremely rich. What part of a speech is this word avarice? Avarice is a noun, all right? It's a noun, all right? And it is uncountable. I cannot say avarices, for example. So this noun is not countable, non-countable. You cannot add s to this noun, all right? What are some of the synonyms of avarice? We have something like cupidity, covetousness, all right? Sometimes stinginess and miserliness. Somebody who wants to gain money, and doesn't want to spend money. Can you put it in a sentence? Yes, avarice blinds our eyes. Avarice blinds our eyes. If you have greed, all you need to do is to gain money and material possessions. All right. Avarice increases with wealth. Of course, this doesn't apply to everybody, but some rich people, if they become richer, they have more avarice or more greed to gain even more. Avarice makes rich people want to become even richer. Can we get the adjective and the adverb of the word avarice? Yeah. So the adjective of avarice is avaricious, avaricious. Usually the words ending in ous, they are adjectives and they come before a noun to modify that noun. Like an avaricious person is a person who has avarice, who has greed. All right, how about the adverb? The adverb usually ends in ly, so we say avariciously. Avariciously, like somebody tried by all means to gain money avariciously, that he wants to make heaps upon heaps of money because of avarice. Okay, so I think now you have a good understanding of this word. Let's now move to another word. It's called blight. Blight. And this word is a verb, all right? It means to spoil or to destroy something. To spoil or to destroy something. It's a verb and it's transitive. T means transitive here. T means transitive, and it means it requires an object. It requires an object. All right, put it in a sentence. A broken leg blighted her chances of winning the championship. a broken leg blighted, that is, spoiled her chances of winning the championship. She doesn't have any chance of winning because of her broken leg. All right, and so blight somebody or means to spoil. Okay, to blight the chance of winning for her, that is to spoil or to destroy or to waste. Okay, another example to show the meaning. His career has been blighted by injuries. If you're talking about a sportswoman or a sports person, and he or she has many injuries, these injuries can blight his career. Okay, that is to destroy or spoil his career. He cannot be, a sports person and win championships anymore. Another example, the apple tree or the apple trees were blighted by frost. We know that frost and ice can cause, and snow can cause problems to the apple tree and can spoil that, or can, blight, in this case, spoil the tree and its produce and so on. Can we use blight in another sense to mean something else? Yes. Blight can be used as a noun, and in this case, it means a disease that befalls plants and vegetation and damages these plants and kills them. Or also blight as a noun could be something which spoils or has a very bad effect on other things. Uh, for example, his arrival cast a blight on the wedding day. Like it was not something welcomed by everybody, maybe because this person is evil or something like that. So blight could mean a disease, if used as a noun, could mean a disease that befalls plants and cause the plants to die. And blight could be something that badly affects the other things, like his failure was a blight to the family. So it caused problems for his family, okay, and so on. But basically, blight is used, as we have seen, as a verb, and it is transitive, which means it requires an object. Let's now move to another word, constraint. Constraint is a noun, all right? Remember, this thing between the two slashes is called the phonemic transcription or the phonetic transcription. It helps you pronounce the word correctly and know where to place the stress in the word. For example, con is the first syllable, and then strained, and the one that is stressed is strained. And to show that we should place the stress here, they write like a little something, superscript over or above the part that should be or needs to be stressed, like a small, simple or something, So we know now that we should say constraint, all right? And it's a noun and it's countable, so we can say constraints. It's countable, which means we can add s to the noun itself. Okay, what does it mean then, constraint? Well, constraint means something which controls what you do by keeping you within particular limits or particular range. Example, financial constraints on the company are preventing them from employing new staff. Financial constraints, delimiters, something that limits your ability to do something. Because of financial considerations, they could not hire new employees or new staff because, of course, they should provide salary and other perks to those new employees. And because of financial delimiters or financial considerations or budget, they could not do that. So constraint means put a limit on. doesn't give you full freedom to do something. It puts you within a specific limit or a specific range. Another example, he felt constrained in her presence, which means he was a little bit limited in saying some things, in doing some things. Like, for example, when we say he is constrained, constrained, or he feels constrained in front or before his father, he couldn't smoke because of respect for his father, for example. Perhaps the main constraint is lack of money. And most of us are familiar with this one. If you want to go abroad and spend the holidays in a warm and nice climate and enjoy beautiful beaches of certain Mediterranean countries, such as Egypt, Spain, and whatnot, you have the financial constraint. Not everybody would be able to go and spend, the holiday on the beaches of the Mediterranean, for example. So this, trip, places financial constraints because of people's limited resources. They could not do that. So constraint is something that limits you. Okay, the constraints of politeness wouldn't allow her to say what she really thought about his cooking. In other words, maybe his cooking is awful, but because of politeness, she was, not honest, or she did not say exactly what she thought of his um, cooking. We could also use the expression under constraint, like he is not completely free in whatever he's saying or doing. Okay, good. Let's now move to another word. This time, depravity. Depravity, again, D is the one syllable, pravity, and bravity. Brav is the syllable that is stressed. We know there is a little superscript or something written above the syllable that shows we should place the stress here. And it's a noun, depravity. U means uncountable. We cannot add S to this word. What does it mean? Depravity means what? Depravity means the state of being morally bad, or in other words, lack of morals, state of lack of morals. For example, arrogance is followed by destruction, depravity. It is not easy, necessary to defeat others to make our own success. Another example, the blade attacks the corruption and depravity of the nobility, that is lack of morals, as well as unjust laws and edicts. So depravity means lack of morals or state of lacking morals or being morally bad or even evil. Okay, does it have a verb? Yes. If we say debrave, debrave is a verb, it's transitive, and it means to make somebody depraved. To make somebody depraved, meaning lack morals. And depraved is the adjective, which means somebody who is morally bad or even evil. A depraved character or mind, you can say that expression. Give me one more example. Someone who can kill a child like that must be totally depraved without morals at all. Okay, so depravity, state of not having morals or lacking morals, it's a noun and it's uncountable. Okay, the last word we will discuss today is called fecund. Fecund is an adjective, and we see that in the phonetic transcription between the two slashes, that the stress is placed on fecund, the first syllable, feek, we say fecund. All right, able to produce a lot of crops, fruits, babies, young animals, and so on. In other words, fertile, fertile, okay, able to reproduce. Okay. Does it have another meaning? Yes. Number two, it could mean active or productive. Like a writer who writes a lot would say fecund writer, or fecund imagination, who has fertile imagination, and so on. Can you put it in a sentence? They have a fecund soil. Fecund soil is a good soil where whatever seeds you throw in that soil will yield crops and vegetation and so forth. Large animals are less fecund than small ones. Fecund soil meaning fertile soil. Fecund imagination means fertile imagination. Fecundity is the noun, fecundity. So the second syllable is the one that is stressed. We say fecundity. And it's uncountable. We cannot say fecundities, for example. We cannot add S to this word. And what does it mean, fecundity? Capable of producing offspring or vegetation. The state of being able to reproduce is called fecundity. She is a fecund woman. This soil is fecund. Intellectually productive, also fecund. Some synonyms of this word would be fertile or prolific for writers or researchers. He is a prolific researcher, meaning he carries out a lot of research and so forth. So this is all we have to discuss for this day. If you have questions or comments, leave them in the comments section, and I'll meet you in the next one. Bye for now.